Today in the livestock market, cattle was a little bit easier. The USDA report came out somewhat neutral right now, but the futures did start lower and ended up a little bit higher, even though we are lower for the day from Friday's close. The market is still a little bit vulnerable to a correction because we have been overbought for quite a while. We just haven't seen any kind of sizable correction at this point. The market seems to be recovering every time we get a little bit of slippage. So for now, we do have some support. Now, feeders were higher, so that's also offering some support to the cattle market as well. With the lower start and a solid reversal, that on-feed report had more than expected in the feedlots than the estimate. The estimate was 100.8%, and we had 101.4%, which is even more than we expected. But clearly, there's other issues in the pipeline right now with the cold snap that we're having. Now, there is strong demand, and that's really at the forefront right now, and fundamentals are still relatively bullish. Now, today we had we started out lower than yesterday's range and then ended up higher. And usually when we have a market that extends both sides of the range, that normally would indicate somewhat of a reversal. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. If we have more follow through buying, I think then that tells us that there's still plenty of strength in the market, and traders have more confidence to step back in and continue to buy these markets. I mean, demand still is relatively strong, so we've got to watch that going forward. Now, lean hogs were firm as well. The futures are consolidating. They have been consolidative overall, but even though the market is overbought, the expectation that there's going to be a bump or a surge in the demand after this cold snap has traders very confident to buy the market and keep it going higher. Now, that's going to be the same really not just on the pork side, but on the beef side as well. That's why we're seeing livestock as a whole relatively strong and holding its own even after the cattle on feed report last Friday.